Hello, denizens of the internet, to Random Brain Farts Tech News episode number 69. And yes, that is a relevant quarantine number, and so is 9 months from now. Welcome back to my fortress of AMD 16-core 32 threads of Hackintosh solitude. I'm holed up here scanning the internet for stuff that is of interest to me and relevance to you. Tim Cook's Ohio State University graduation speech, of course, took place remotely. I'm wondering if all these highly sought-after people with incredibly limited time are really enjoying having an excuse to not get on a plane, get driven in a chauffeured limo to Butthole, USA, and stand on stage in a gymnasium festooned with banners celebrating 58 years of high school basketball frustration. I'm sure Tim and many of similar ilk will probably make this the norm, as it just makes so much more sense. And besides, once you see Tim's presentation to OSU, I think you'll be hard-pressed to see the difference between him on pre-recorded video or on stage. Now, Tim gave a wonderful speech, very uplifting, but it does seem to show us the reason Tim Cook has been out of sight for so long. It's not because of COVID-19. Tim had accidentally glued his hand to his arm. Yes, let me show you frames from his commencement video to prove my rumored hypothesis conclusively. Here we are, 3 seconds in. Notice Tim's hand and arm position. Let's go to the 15-second mark. Here he is, starting to open his mouth, making it easier for everyone to see that he's actually talking. But look, at 21 seconds in, once again, look at the arm and hand placement. No movement at all. At 30 seconds, Tim is pissed off about something. I don't know, but check out the hand and arm. 44 seconds in, he expended so much energy moving both his eyes and his mouth at the exact same time that Tim quickly had to rest. Notice the camera has started to move in, fearful that viewers would start going, "Hey, what's with Tim's hand and arm? They look glued together." At 2:55, we see Tim doing his Pistol Pete squint, always a favorite of OSU's cowboys and cowgirls. At 3:23, Tim let go a real pant ripper. But once again, check out that hand and arm position. At 5:24, it was clearly a smelly one. Still, no movement in the area of his appendages. Coming to the end at 6:39, Tim is falling asleep at his own presentation. The camera zooms in to hide Tim's glued hand and arm. And finally, fading into black, Tim drops his facade completely. There you have it, folks. Conclusive proof that Tim's hand and arm are glued together. I expect Apple will be coming out with a lame denial soon. Still with Apple news, Apple released its long-awaited 13-inch MacBook Pro. It was the final MVP sporting the ignominious butterfly keyboard. This disaster of engineering has now been completely expunged from the MacBook lineup. A quick peek at the specs, and I'm shockingly underwhelmed. The base version has a 1.4 gigahertz quad-core 8th gen i5, only 8 gigabytes of dreadfully slow RAM, only 256 gigabyte of SSD, no separate graphics card, all for $1,200. That is ludicrous. The 2 gigahertz i5 10th gen variant has faster 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage for $1,800 and still no dedicated GPU. That isn't pro, that's garbage. People will compare these to the entry-level 2400 16-inch MacBook Pro and think, oh, this is great value. Not if you're a professional. The 16-inch comes with a 2.6 gigahertz 6-core 9th gen i7, 16 gig of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage standard, and an AMD Radeon Pro graphics card. That's well worth the $600 bump if you're doing serious work. A Pro portable at minimum comes with 16 gig of RAM, 512 gig of storage, and a dedicated GPU. The 13-inch MacBook Pros are terrible value. Don't buy them. In a bit of Hackintosh news, Opencore version 0.5.8 has been released. One of the updates includes the addition of the Disable RTC checksum. The description indicates that it disables primary checksum 0x58 to 0x59, writing in Apple RTC. Note 1. The option will not protect other areas from being overwritten. See RTC memory fix-up kernel extension if this is desired. And note 2. The option will not protect areas from being overwritten at firmware stage, example Mac OS bootloader. See RTC protocol description if this is desired. Wow. That is so awesome. I'm sure you all got that. And I'm sure all you Apple sheep will see why Hackintoshing is just so much more easy and fun than just getting a Mac. That's it for this edition of RBF, denizens. What is it, Wancho? Oh, yeah, I know. You've been here for more than a month because of this quarantine thing. Oh, you want to go back to your wife and children. Well, I mean, I'm not, in charge of the quarantine. You know what the rules are. Oh, you want to tell them where you are. Well, that's being selfish. Till next time, denizens, so long.